Hello and welcome to the Hoop Troop podcast. I am Matt O'Connor, and joining me as they will on all of our shows are my cousin Luke Drobner.
What's up, guys?
My brother Mike O'Connor.
Hello.
And producer Mark Pump.
Did you write this in advance, and you just?
Maybe no.
To deviate from it.
No, I don't know. It comes off. And what else do you say? There's nothing to say.
Hey.
No one listens. They need to be able to identify with who they're talking to or listening to, But yeah, so that's us. We are fully recording on Zoom today, so that's big. So there definitely will be video this time, even though it didn't work last time. Hopefully, actually, no, I shouldn't say that.
I got a question. If you're a fan of the show, wouldn't you recognize us by our voices? Like, if you consistently listen, wouldn't you recognize my voice and Mike's voice and Mark's voice and Matt's voice? Like,
100%.
Right, but they still, in an intro, like if you haven't listened before, you're gonna want to learn whose voice is whose. Like, I don't know.
You should listen from the first episode all the way up until now. Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on important story plots.
But that's not really what happens though. Like we're honestly now we're probably, how long have we been recording this? Like honestly, like 8 months or so.
Yeah,
like when did this start?
It started in like March. It's been almost a year, hasn't it?
Well,
yeah, exactly.
It took the
that's why you're not
going to a producer to get you on kind of this 2-week regimen.
Yeah.
Which is very, very much needed. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing. Like, whenever you see clips of podcasts you listen to and you find out what the people look like, it's kind of scary.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I've got this, I don't know if any of you guys are dermatologists, but right up in, so I've got this sty that is, and it's not acne. Trust me, it's not.
Okay.
But I've got this sty. It's kind of going away, but for the past week in Zoom meetings, you see it?
It's right below your eye.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't. But on Zoom meetings, all week, it kind of looks like it was worse, and it kind of looked like I had just a black eye, and I didn't know if I should broach this with the team because we're not that.
I don't think you do it.
Where I could make a joke, be like, no, I'm not getting beaten up by my family. But you got to be careful with domestic abuse jokes in the workplace, guys.
You do.
You got to tread lightly. So instead, I've just I'll let them all kind of quietly wonder if everything's okay. But it did legit it was a different color, and it looked like I got socked in the face.
And it's sty, confirmed sty.
Not a confirmed sty. It could be much worse. We don't know. I haven't been doing. I've just been kind of ignoring it. Other than when I'm on Zoom calls and have to see my own face, and then that's the only thing I'm looking at.
It's funny. I didn't notice it at all until you mentioned it. Now it's the only thing I can see.
Yeah, I'm just staring at it.
It's honestly, it was so much worse. Actually, let me pin my own video so that I'm basically full screen. Yeah. Okay. It was so much worse earlier this week.
I've got a little tiny scar underneath my eye.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are blood brothers. That's the same scar.
On Luke, show me that scar.
I just have gigantic bags under my eyes.
My bags are pretty bad.
All right, I see it. How'd you get that bad boy?
I dropped a bottle at work and it shattered, hit me in the face.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Ow.
Wait, how did you drop a bottle to where? And where was your face?
So right now I'm working in a warehouse. In my first couple of days at the warehouse, they have me picking products off shelves and putting them in boxes.
Cool.
And I had to go grab a bottle of beer-like substance off a high shelf. And when I pulled out a bottle, there were a whole bunch of loose bottles in the box with that bottle. And so when I pulled my bottle out, a couple bottles fell out of the box.
Oh god.
And one of them shattered
Mm-hmm.
and hit me in the face.
You see the workplace? I assume that you were working for Amazon from the description. Is that why?
I was working for a small e-commerce website that I will not mention because I support my company.
Alibaba. Yeah, I'll say it. But yeah.
Do I support my company? Hopefully people aren't watching the video.
Look at you sailors trading scar stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back in the day when I got tatted up and
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't have tattoos now.
Interesting.
No.
Anyone else got a
I don't think I could pull off it. I don't think I could pull off a tattoo.
I was gonna get a third
agree.
eye tattoo like that, but I thought it was a little too edgy. I didn't want to scare anybody. So
Get a tasteful, a geometric shape or something small.
on your face?
Something
Not on
on
your
my
face, but
you know?
Oh,
depending on the symbol.
I think Seattle's tattoo forward. I think you're good there.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, I was playing basketball, I don't know how long ago, at one of the local parks here. And there's a dude with like a big teardrop tattoo on his face. And I guess he was trying to be scary or something like that. And I was like, you're not scary. So,
Did you say that?
no, I didn't want to hurt his
Good.
feelings.
Mhm.
So,
But you sort of
I
like
think it's probably for the best.
yeah. Were you playing in the same game with him?
yes, he was guarding me.
Nice.
And I think he was like, oh, I'm in your head, bro. And I'm like,
Mhm.
not really.
Anyone
So-
with a teardrop tattoo is immediately in my head. I would be.
Hopefully he didn't have COVID.
No, it was not during COVID.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it was a long time ago. It was
We
like,
should have that guy on as a
I was
guest.
going to say, yeah. I hope
got
he's
his number,
listening
man.
and invites himself. Well, Luke, you invited a couple of your friends. They're going to be joining us in a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited for who you're bringing on. You got
I got
two friends from college, I guess. And do either of them have teardrop tattoos? What am I getting here?
I don't think either of them have teardrop tattoos, but Eli does have a couple tattoos. He's got some Bible verses on him. So
Does he? The full verse?
Nice.
Or just like
yeah, I think he's got a whole verse.
Just a scripture up and down
he's
his
got
back.
Genesis down his back.
Yeah, I don't know my Bible that well. I'm sorry, but I didn't go to Boston College, a Jesuit institution, but
But were you a CBA kid too? Like with
No.
these two? Okay.
No, he's not.
Inglewood
Nice.
For
was like CBA-ish, kind of.
How
Right, or
religious
not
is
really?
CBA?
very,
With the
very
name of
religious.
Christian Brothers Academy, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of religion there.
no, I went to the Dwight Englewood School.
Tight. I don't know what is that?
They
You
like
don't need to
Christ.
know.
On a need to know basis. Gotcha. Well, so like, were you guys in like Bible classes, like in, or I guess like, did you go
You have to take 4 years of religion. Yeah.
of Christianity or just any religion?
Christianity. Like, yeah, they absolutely, and like every once in a while there's mass. And like, I remember there's one kid who like, his name's Amit Kumar. This was the first time he had like a big school mass as a freshman, and he wasn't Christian. And like, it was time to like go up and get the Eucharist, and he didn't know what to do. And he took it, he put it in his pocket. And then like 3 periods later, he came up to a kid and was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like, he just had the cracker in his pocket. He was like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, ridiculous. Because they don't really,
I know that feeling.
they kind of pump it down your throat, and then all of a sudden you're stuck with a Eucharist cracker in your pocket like 2 hours later. But
I didn't
Where
realize
in-
you guys go to mass. I thought they like had like religion classes and you like learned about the goodness of Jesus Christ, but
Right.
I mean, yeah, they do all that. You learn about the Old Testament, but only the good stuff. And
Yeah.
then
Is
that's
there any
about
good stuff in the Old Testament? I feel like it's pretty dark.
There's a lot of murder, which is
Sure.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, and like
Pretty
I saw a funny tweet that it kind of made me laugh. That's like, you see, like, you don't really hear what the devil did that's that bad.
Right,
You only
okay.
hear what God did. You only hear what God did wrong. He's like killing people left and right, and it's like, Jesus, like, what did the devil do if he's so much worse than this guy? But I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my takeaway from religion class too. By the way.
that God isn't such a great guy and the devil may actually be.
No, I don't know. He's probably a good guy. I don't.
Where in the
You guys
States
are also like,
is
don't make
CBA?
me go against him. I'm gonna reserve my spot down below. But
If you try and think about the rulers of the underworld in a non-Catholic or Christian sense, a lot of them are like okay people. Like Hades in Greek mythology,
Mhm.
he's just like a chill dude. You know, he's like, I watch over the dead people's souls.
I have a feeling you're
Maybe.
paraphrasing, but
No, straight up.
interesting.
People, he wasn't like a scary person. People were like, oh yeah, bro, I'll pray to Hades, bro. It's whatever. It's like, yeah, that's how they did it.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Then yeah, maybe it's not that bad.
Okay, also,
all
wait,
right,
where,
you know what?
where geographically is CBA? I've never. Where's it?
It is.
Lincroft.
It's in Lincroft, New Jersey.
What's that near?
Mhm.
Red Bank, New Jersey.
Okay,
No,
so
I
it's
don't
like
know.
local to you guys. It's not like.
Oh yeah, it's a.
I don't think.
You don't board
Yeah,
there.
people don't
It's just a day
come.
school,
Yeah,
okay.
people don't come from far and wide to go here.
Really
Yeah, no,
felt like- it was just like it really did feel like regular. It wasn't like a
Uniforms? You guys wear uniforms there?
dress code.
you had like a dress
Okay.
code. You had to wear shirt and tie.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You just had to wear
All
college.
boys.
You go to public school, Mark?
I did.
That's
That's why he is the way he is.
That's why I've got this rugged exterior. You know, it
Yeah.
prepared me for the.
It's terrible to go to public school. How could you ever go to a public school?
I was about to be like, I love it's fine. It was whatever. It's like a good school system here, so it's not even like it was well funded, but like it's still, you know.
You live in Brooklyn?
I live in Brooklyn now, yes, but I'm from Northern Jersey, from Chatham, New Jersey, where I am right now.
Oh, I know.
Actually, I'm gonna bleep that
I
out.
think we've been over this before. You know the Hackett's, don't you?
If you asked them, they would say no, but like like I know of them, and like I know the younger one more than I know the older one, but which is to also say not very much, but yes.
Yeah, I worked for their dad at a hedge fund in New York City.
That's tight. That's real tight. And I think I told
right,
the story briefly that Paul Hackett once hit me with his bike, unintentionally. He was sorry, but you know, it's been a decade and I'll never forget. Plotting, I'm gonna hit him with a bike. And I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to hit him with a bike. Maybe I don't even ride the bike into him. I just use it as sort of like a blunt instrument.
Yeah, I see it more as like taking the handlebar, swinging it, kind of.
Swinging the whole thing into him. And then again, I'll be quite apologetic afterwards, as he was.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Return the favor.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, so watch your back.
Luke. Now, while we're talking about friends, let's get your two friends from college in here and get this thing going. Talk some actual basketball, sort of, and then go from there.
Yeah,
Get the episode going. Work.
Sounds good. I
Cool.
can't wait to hear what they
All
have to say.
All right. So today we have two of my very good friends from college joining us. We have Avnish, who is currently at home on call for work. So he's having a good time. And my other friend, Eli, who is not so much a basketball fan, but that's okay because I don't think any of us really know what's going on with the basketball world. So it's good to have him aboard. And
I got a quick question up top.
Yep.
What are you on call for? Like, are you like in the medical field where it's like you're on call all the time, or is it just a figure of speech for a different line?
I'm an engineer, so
nice.
I'm an engineer at Microsoft. So
on call.
I work on like a cloud service. So if you want to get your email, my team kind of handles that. So
I guess like on call meaning like if something urgent, like a security thing, or like people needing help with something, like where you need.
Yeah, or if like a data center like explodes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, explodes? Does this happen?
Not
often?
literally, not literally explode, but like a computer like stops working.
Like overheats.
Yeah.
And then
I sounded like such a boomer there. It explodes? No.
I mean, it's happened before.
I mean, he said explodes.
I interpreted it. Well, I mean, kind of in the theme of before we started here, we were talking about some article about an iceberg like exploding. So I was kind of still in that headspace.
All right, let's not exaggerate.
A computer can explode too,
It can explode. I mean, but whatever. Okay, so you're on call. So you're literally getting paid for this, something that we're not. So a little jealous there.
Wait.
That's pretty awesome. But all right.
Why do you have a semicolon in your name?
Oh, my keyboard's broken on my computer, and it just puts semicolons and everything.
All right.
Is there a different tech guy on call who could help with that?
I've needed to get a new computer for like 3 years now, but I've been putting it off.
All right.
Understand.
One of those errands that you put off.
I don't want to spend the money, really. That's the thing.
I feel it.
Makes sense.
Everything is fine except the semicolon.
No.
And
your computer is disgusting.
Are you guys in Seattle with Luke too, or no?
Nisha
Yeah.
lives in the area. His family's from here.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
from Seattle. Yeah.
I'm in Iowa, so
Yeah.
Iowa, nice.
Guys from the
it's a
Twin
wonderful state. What?
Cities. You're from the Twin Cities.
Oh yeah, I'm from Minnesota, but
He's a Timberwolves fan.
Hell yeah,
He
let's
texted
go
me last night.
Vikings.
He was like, oh my god, he was like, oh my god, I can't believe D'Angelo Russell hit that game winner against who'd they play last night? The Thunder.
The Thunder.
damn, he won a game.
I know.
I
They're
didn't know they won a
they're thwarting my dreams for the Knicks getting like the first and second overall pick. But I don't want the Warriors getting this good pick because I'm tired of them being good. So I want the Timberwolves to win. They need to go on a streak here because we've mentioned that we have another friend who's a huge Warriors fan and we don't want him to be happy. So anything to prohibit that. Let's go Timberwolves.
Yeah, and it was already mentioned, but Matt is also a Vikings fan, Eli. So
yeah. I'm a Vikings fan for no good reason. Like I went to a Jets preseason game when I was really little and they played the Vikings. The Vikings won big and I was like, they have cool uniforms. I'm going to root for them now. And it's stuck.
Purple.
Yeah. I mean, why not? So I stuck with it, which
Exactly.
I guess in hindsight was still a pretty good decision, although it's not like the Vikings have really won anything. So I went from like a very bad team to like a marginally okay one. But
A team that wins in the regular season, but then
yeah.
lets you down.
Unless they're playing the Saints can't get them in the postseason.
And
Can't touch us.
Yeah, that's true.
what's the sports hierarchy in Minnesota? Like, do they care about the Timberwolves? Do they care about the Twins? Or is it all
Twins are huge.
Twins?
It's really Vikings Twins wild, I'd probably say.
Oh, and it goes hockey. I should have even factored that in.
I had a
Wow.
couple friends from college who were from Minnesota, and they said that apparently there was some bar across the street from whatever is it the Target Center where the Timberwolves play.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a bar across the street, and when they were really bad in those years between when they had Garnett and I guess even now they're still kind of bad, but they couldn't fill stadium. If you ordered 2 appetizers, you just got 2 free tickets to the game. That was like their
I believe it.
incentive. Yeah, I guess they had some deal with the stadium because they literally just couldn't fill the stands.
Yeah, that makes
I would
sense.
absolutely do that.
2 appetizers? That
I
is a
think it was
ridiculous-
because it was like a sports bar. I don't think you're normally going there to eat. So it was like incentive to get you to spend more money at the bar. But then like you just got to go to the game if you got appetizers.
They could have definitely bumped that up to 2 entrees though, and people would still
Maybe I'm botching it.
I think was Michael's point.
I might be wrong. I'm probably botching this a little bit. But yeah, you just
Sure.
It was like buy one, get one free, basically. You get to go to a Timberwolves game if you eat food.
Damn, I didn't know the Timberwolves were in this dire of straits. I really didn't know.
But like,
That's-
think about it. They did have a pretty rough stretch there. Like before they got Cat, and I guess they had Kevin Love and they were okay, but they really were they.
He was always injured. Him and Ricky were always injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Ricky
Which
Rubio's back on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I know. I stay up on some things, you know.
Yeah. I was actually just learning about what basketball is.
Yeah. My roommate put on a basketball tutorial video for me, so
Nice.
None of us are particularly good at basketball, but we talk about it.
So Luke is. I watched him. Luke's really good. He dunked on me once.
I had
How
that video.
tall are you?
I do too. I watched it the other day.
How
Mark,
tall am I?
Yeah.
just ask how tall.
I'm like 5'8", 5'9".
I'm
Okay. And then
6'4".
I'm 6'7".
Interesting. All right,
You're-
okay.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
actually
just
6'7"? I can only see your
Oh,
shoulders.
No, I'm not 6'7".
Oh, okay.
I'm 6'4" though, like in real life.
Scale.
You're actually
He's
6'4"?
Yep, 6'4",
alright.
110 pounds.
Okay. We
I
can
got
work
that.
with
Bull frame.
that. Nice. All right. So I didn't really have too much prepared today. What I thought we could do is, since like we're kind of far into the season, some people are overperforming and underperforming. I did, because I was bored at work this week, I put together like a couple blind resumes head to head. And I figured I'd throw them at you and see who you guys would pick. And then I'll tell you who I actually have. But we can talk about anything else before that point. If you
Was it tough to pick these matchups and things? Like, what was the process?
Yeah, so I downloaded from Basketball Reference. Like I just got like every player's stats. I didn't do advanced stats, so it's really just the baseline. But I just kind of filtered. I was like, all right, who's scoring this, like assisting this or whatever. And then like whatever weird combinations of players were kind of close. Like I was like, oh, all right, I'll use them. And so like there's a couple that make sense, and it's like, all right, I understand why you're comparing them, and there's others where it's just like, oh, like this guy's actually bad. So I don't know.
How is that like insurance program thing your company made you watch?
Oh, so yeah, I'm an insurance broker, and like every 2 years you have to renew your license, and I'm doing like online insurance school right now, and I was in a 4-hour class where I just had to sit and stare at a screen. So like, not fun, not fun stuff. I always buy like the cheap rental car insurance when you're renting a car, because your car insurance won't cover it, is what I learned. That's in 4 hours. That was like my only takeaway. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you learn something new every day. That's
For our
about
road
it.
trip to Iowa.
I know, when we go head out that way. Yeah, definitely get
We're
the
all gonna have
insurance.
an episode in Iowa. We're gonna get into Eli's living room, and we're gonna watch the Knicks game on one TV, and then we're gonna watch something better on another TV.
I'm watching the Knicks. The Knicks game's at halftime right now, which, by the way, thanks for scheduling this right in the middle. This is like my Super Bowl. I watch every Knicks game. So I have that up there. If I look distracted, that's what it is.
You watch, so the Knicks play 70 Super Bowls a year?
They do, and they lose most of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, my Super Bowl is really when they play Dallas. I just hate Porzingis that much. That was huge. I had, you guys know this. Actually, no, you two won't. I printed out like a huge sign for when Porzingis came back to play the Knicks last year. Yeah, I'll get the picture out. But I made a poop Zingis sign. I think Mark is gonna have this at his fingertips.
It's more embarrassing than you seem to think.
Did you get didn't it get like confiscated or?
It got confiscated because it was definitely too big, and I was like hanging it off of the second deck. So which was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah.
Matthew,
here we go.
So did you got security with it, but then the guards at your section told you can't have signs? Like,
no, so I don't think it's signs. Like, I think if the sign was like this big, it would have been fine, but I was literally like, I was arm's length apart and not big enough to really hold it.
Pretty good.
I forgot how cool this was a good sign.
Yeah, we'll have to tweet this out. I still have it somewhere.
Is it a good sign? I just texted it to you guys, but
no, it's simple, it's stupid, but it's also hilarious. Poop Zingis.
It's better than that one time I misspelled something on my sign. I think Mike, Taylor, and Jake were running that half marathon. Those are our cousins and my brother, and yeah. Actually, we have another one where I misspelled a word on another sign with these two guys. You guys can tell that story.
I don't even remember what the word was. So.
What'd you misspell?
I misspelled heart.
Oh, yep.
I made a sign for one of the very attractive volleyball players at Purdue.
Wow.
And I talked to her one time.
Yeah, that was cringy.
Was she just angry about the sign?
Yeah, she was like, "This kid's a fucking creep." I was like, "You're right."
Was it unprompted? Like you were like, "I'm gonna
Bro,
go."
I was like, "This girl's beautiful. I need her."
So you decided to like cat call her at a game?
Yeah, right. I've gone to a lot of games.
You were super fans, yeah.
Just, I guess, shooting her shot from the stands. I don't.
Hell
very bold tactic, but all right.
Yeah, let's jump into these player comps.
All right, I'll give you the first one, and we can go on tangents when we start. Let me get this up here. So number one, I got, and I'll read through these. I can even I'll send all of their stats into the chat. That way you guys can see them, but I'll read them off too. All right. Paste. Send.
Is there a reveal here too?
All right. So I'll do a reveal. Player one averages 23.5 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, compared to 2.7 turnovers. They also average 1.1 steals and 0.7 blocks. But then their shooting stats, 59% from the field, 30% from three, 68% from the line. Player two, 23.4 points per game, so 0.1 less than the first. 5.3 rebounds per game, so about 2 rebounds less than player one. 4.6 assists, so 2 more assists than player one. Same amount of turnovers. 0.7 steals, 0.7 blocks. So kind of similar on D. But they average 50.7% from the field. It's almost 10% less. 37.6 from 3, so 7 or 8 points better from 3, and then they're 84.5% from the line. So 17 points better from the line.
Are these the current season stats or last
current?
year's?
So I pulled these numbers on Wednesday, so they might have changed a little bit since then.
Matthew,
Yes.
I'm picking one of these players.
Pick one.
Is player 2 Julius Randle?
No, player 2 is not Julius Randle.
Carson Edwards.
I actually need to double
dropped
check.
16 points yesterday.
Is Carson Edwards? Carson Edwards is on the Celtics, right?
He dropped 16 yesterday.
He
Career
did.
high.
He
He
played.
bagged the 3. I saw that.
I mean,
The first
do they
player
need
is
to?
Zion Williamson. Player
So,
1 is Zion Williamson.
I'm trying to.
well, stop looking it up, but pick.
I'm not looking it up.
Okay.
Pick.
I'm gonna make a pick.
Based on these blind resumes, who would you pick?
Player 1.
Which one would I want on my team?
I think I would pick.
What position do these people play?
I'm not like, I guess both are like small forward, can play power forward. Player 2 is more of a small forward. Player 1 is more of a power forward.
Player 1, easy.
I think
I want player 1.
Interesting.
59.1% from the field is good.
But
It's
player 2 is a 38% 3-point shooter.
So
I mean, that's above league average. League average is like 36%.
And you're getting almost double. No, you're getting exactly double the assists for the same amount of turnovers. So he's probably more efficient. I'm gonna go with player 2.
is the other one Jeremy Grant? Is player 2 Jeremy Grant?
All right. So one last tally of who you guys would have picked. We got Michael took player 2. Luke took player 1. Avnish, did you want player 1? You wanted player 1.
Yeah, player 1. Player 1.
All right. Eli,
I'll
who'd
go
you
1.
take? 1. Mark.
I'll just do 1. Yeah.
Mark,
I'll do 2.
2 good.
All right.
Come on.
So player 1, Luke was right. It is Zion Williamson. Player 2 is Brandon Ingram. So teammates there.
Jeremy Grant.
Right.
Yeah. So they're actually putting up oddly similar numbers. And I always think it's interesting, like, who do you build around out of the two of them? Because both of them kind of need the ball to succeed. It's not like they're really running off ball. So, like, the fact that they're both putting up pretty much equal numbers is super interesting to me. But all right. So that was
Zion's more of a center. I just want to mention that.
I mean, yeah,
he's
but
the best in the center. And I think he's a really good pick and roll player.
but given how they're
So-
using him as a power forward. Like
Can the Pelicans forge on with these two, or are they gonna have to like make a choice at some point? Like I don't know if it's like a
I think
stylistic.
they could forge on with these two. I think they complement each other. I don't think Zion needs the ball to be successful.
And I think probably Lonzo's got to go. They just need to like reconfigure around those two, I guess.
The rumor is
Lonzo
Lonzo
better
to the
off the ball.
Bulls.
Lonzo to the Bulls.
I saw that.
Yeah.
For
But like
Zach LaVine.
yeah, I'm seeing like a ton of Zach LaVine rumors. I have a feeling he's gonna get dealt the deadline. He seems like his fate is pretty much set in stone. All right. So you want my second one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me send this puppy in here.
Mark's like sure, whatever.
You're gonna see from my notes here. I got kind of lazy.
This feels like a work Zoom call that I'm just like sitting on fuming, being like, what, like that I'm being held hostage on essentially. But let's do the second player comp.
This could have been an email.
Yeah.
Kind of. All right. So I'm gonna, rather than list it out the way I did it last time, I'm just gonna go head to head. So player 1, 22.4 points per game to player 2's 22.3. Rebounds, we got 11.1 for player 1, 8.7 for player 2, 6 assists for player 1, 3.3 for player 2. Player 1 does average 3.4 turnovers to player 2's 1.9. Then we got 0.8 steals for player 1, 1.3 for player 2, 0.2 blocks for player 1 to 1.9 for player 2. Then from the shooting from the field, player 1 is 47.1%, player 2 is 52.4. From 3, player 1 is 36.9 to player 2's 32%. And then from the free throw line, player 1, 81.6%, player 2, 70.9%.
I'll be honest. I think player 1 in this scenario is definitely Randall, but the 3% looks high.
I'm not gonna spoil who they are, but
I think player 1 just has really high usage, it seems like.
I didn't dive into the advanced stats here, but definitely Like, I think comparatively, though, they both would have similar usage rates, honestly, if we looked into it. So I wouldn't be surprised, but definitely both of them are heavy parts of the offense.
I want to say player 2 is like Nikola Vujovic.
Interesting. I mean, similar, like not to spoil it, but I imagine you guessed it from the 1.9 blocks. They're big men. But
I'd rather have
so
player
let's
one.
Play defense like this.
So all right, Avnish wants player 1.
I know who this is.
I'd
All
go
right.
1.
I want player
Biscuit
2.
for the biscuit.
I
More
want
turnovers are
player
okay.
2. He's a star in this
player
league,
2.
and we need
Michael and
I
Mark,
pick-
who you got?
Number 1, baby.
number
I
2.
think I'm number 1.
I'm so glad Mark picked number 1. Player 1,
Right.
Julius Randle. Player 2, Anthony Davis.
AD.
Yeah. Anthony Davis has pretty much worse numbers on offense, at least across the board.
Okay.
than
What's
Julius
their
Randle.
minutes per game?
Also, a pretty small sample size in terms of
Right.
like these stats. I don't think that like for the entire season that Anthony Davis is going to have
Well,
worse numbers.
No, but I also think
So-
it's interesting.
I will say this. I think there is something to be said about Randall's career year, like this being his best year ever.
This is 80's worst year
It's
ever.
slightly better than Anthony Davis's worst year ever. Like
Yeah.
it says a lot. And watching Julius Randle, like
I mean,
even with
what prompted
even with-
this was kind of the all-star voting. I was like, all right, let's see how everyone's doing. Because, like, obviously Anthony Davis is going to be an all-star no matter what. But, like, he's not doing anything that special, but he's just kind of Anthony Davis, so he's going to get in. But that's why, like, I started looking at some of these, and it was like, holy crap, this is weird.
his free throw percentage is low.
He's shooting horribly. Yeah.
But, like, if you
Think about the All-Star game. Kevin Durant's leading the East in All-Star votes. What do you guys think about him playing the game yesterday, despite the fact
oh, well, that was nuts.
That was a joke.
I mean, what is the NBA doing? Like, it didn't make any sense to me that they held him out because someone he saw had an inconclusive test. Then suddenly they're like, oh, no, you can play. 17
And then
minutes
they
later,
took
they yank him. Like,
After he almost commits 5 fouls in like a quarter,
well, that too.
they are like, "Oh, he's done."
Just horrible. And then he's like tweeting at the league saying, like, you guys are insane.
It's like free me or something.
You know what
Yeah,
I,
just
you know what I
nuts.
think about though? Imagine if I was sending like emails out to the entire company that I work for, like being pissed.
Not
I
only
would get
that,
fined.
like publicly,
You're like-
just like shitting
Yeah,
on your
no, you're-
company.
It's like Matt being like, "Yo, Aeon."
It's different. I guess it's different when it's completely different. There's
That's what I
every
mean.
time-
Like, if
I think
you just went
it's
rogue-
exactly the same, Mike. I think it's exactly the same.
I mean, if I were like the top performing employee at my company, then maybe.
Right.
But I have no leverage.
He's not LeBron.
Well, right. I mean, I think it's so different than like, say, who's like some random scrub on the Lakers. If this happened to Jared Dudley comparatively, like, I'd be like, shut the hell up, Jared Dudley. Like, you're nobody.
I have a weird feeling. I have a weird feeling the way Twitter works, and I have not been on Twitter as long as some of you guys, but I think Twitter would rally around duds.
They totally
No.
would.
Probably because it is kind of
Like,
funny.
free
I need
Dudley,
someone
free
less.
You got-
Dudley, that thing.
He wrote
I
a
need
book,
someone-
Jared, that they did.
I
this
saw
offseason.
that. And then
I haven't
who
read
was-
it yet, but it's on my
Him and
list.
Paul George
Yeah.
got into some fight too. That happened this
Mhm.
week, and I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Paul George is fighting everybody. Everybody goes at Paul George, and Paul George is like, Paul George is like the Drake of the NBA. Drake's like, yeah, bro, I'm hard. Everyone's like, Drake, shut up. Paul George is
Kind
the
of.
same type of way. It's like, yeah, Paul George, you put up great numbers, but no one respects you.
You guys
So-
see the Rodney Magruder beef this week?
Saw that too
No, what do
for
you-
no real reason with the Warriors.
Oh,
They just came after
What
him.
did
He just made fun of it.
Why did Magruder act out? I guess. What happened?
He
Klay
really,
Thompson said he was trash.
yeah, he
And
really
then
didn't.
the Warriors just piled on.
Yeah, he kind of caught a stray for no reason. And Klay Thompson was on the broadcast just like absolutely shitting on Rodney Magruder. And even I think the commentators were like, all right, like, let's stop. And then after the fact, Draymond just absolutely jumped in and piled on from like the post-game interview for no reason. Like,
Draymond's always going to be like that.
but why do you have beef with Rodney Magruder? Like, they do kind of have a point. Like, he is kind of going to be out of the league in like maybe a year. Like, what does he really do? But also, like, doesn't that, like, why are you wasting your energy on this guy? He's just not worth it. I don't know. I thought it was weird.
I think it's pretty funny.
I think
It's
this is what
hilarious.
we-
The beat is good. I think the beefs are funny, and also Draymond Green. I've never really liked Draymond Green. I think once he started doing like when he was commentating and stuff, and started being on TNT, I started to kind of like him a little more, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if anyone else has that effect.
He's just a fool.
He's being his career after the NBA is solidified. Like he's totally going to be a TNT person.
He's like Charles Barkley.
Yeah, and I actually kind of
hate
like
that.
it. It's working.
I'm not a Draymond fan. I think he's just historically overrated. He was in such a good system for him, and it just worked out. If he was on the Pistons at any point in his career,
role, and that's what matters.
Look at the stats of the Warriors with him and without him.
No, I mean
it's more than the stats.
No, I know it is. It's important. I understand like he does play an important part, and like even if you look at how he played against the Mavericks this week, like he was the only big man on that team because they have everyone out, and he pretty much shut down Kristaps, and they exploited him offensively, which I guess almost speaks more to Kristaps than it does to them.
Against me the other day.
Yeah, I mean like right. Maybe it's
if it wasn't him. If it wasn't for Oubre dropping that 40 ball, I'd be so toasted right now in fantasy.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm coming. I realized I typed this in the chat. I'm coming at you with my third player comp. I have 5 of these, so I want to get these off.
That's my question. How many of these do we have?
We got 5 of these. Unless you don't want them, we can abort.
I do.
Is Carson Edwards one of them?
Carson Edwards did not make the cut.
What are
Are you guys all Purdue guys? Is that why we're getting so much?
We're all Boilers. Yeah.
Okay.
What about Caleb Swanigan?
What about Antoine Moore?
Is that what you guys call yourselves? Like the Boiler? Like if you're like, we're Boilers.
Yeah, we're called the Boilermakers.
But you would never say like, we're Boilermakers. Like, go Boilermakers. It's usually go Boilers.
It's too many words.
Too
many syllables.
What is a Boilermaker? Like, what is it?
It's supposed to be like a cool engineer dude.
Like a train engineer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
okay.
you put the coal in the train.
Mm-hmm.
We're really smart.
That's a fun mascot.
Wait, so the Boilermaker puts the coal in the train?
Yeah.
Or they make the train?
Something like
that. I think
that.
they do both. They're a 5-tool engineer.
Are there any other makers in the NBA right now? I'm using the other end of the name.
Antoine Moore, Carson Edwards,
Dakota Mathias,
who's playing minutes on the Sixers now.
Harms or Haas?
Haas is not in the NBA anymore.
Dude is gigantic though.
I didn't know Antoine Moore was a Purdue guy.
Yeah, boiler up, baby. What it do?
Is Edwards still in the G League?
History.
Are they any good this year, Purdue?
No.
They're decent.
Oh, they're
decent.
Young.
All right, I'll give them a round in the tournament.
And we have
like really young, so
3 freshman starters, and we're ranked.
Yeah,
right.
3 true freshman starters.
Smells like a round of 32 exit to me, but it's better than Boston College will do, so I can't really talk trash.
Boston College sucks.
We do suck. We got blown out by NC State today, so that's
Mark,
good.
I don't mean like towards you. I mean that only towards
No, that's fine. I agree. I'm here for any
We
Boston
suck.
College slander.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, you guys remember that guy?
I mean, our football team is always like
Drew Brees.
kind of okay, but our basketball team has sucked. Our last good player was, I guess, Reggie Jackson, but Jared Dudley before him.
And then Jared Dudley.
It all comes full circle.
The guy who got drafted, Jerome Robinson.
Jerome Robinson is like very bad though. Yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean, he went like 14th, but he's still not good.
You guys have guts.
I've never heard of that guy. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, Spudley is BC's finest. He got a ring though, so cash that.
Matthew, give us the next.
All right, here comes the next player comp.
While Matt's doing that, can I also just mention that I beat Mike in fantasy last week? I don't want to rub it in too hard, but I only won by 28 points, but
it came down to that one fatal night where I didn't update my lineups one night of
yeah.
I think that would have swung it for me. It was a close one.
You missed out on like 60 points and it would have won it for you.
Oof. Gross
Fantasy
management.
Awful. Like I'll keep playing, but it is just like it's so much worse than fantasy football. It's just it's just whoever's checking their lineups more regularly, and then you just add and drop players, to work around to just getting the maximum number of players playing a night. But it's not fun.
And
fantasy football sucks.
And then you toss in the fact that like half of my team had COVID, so then
yeah,
I can't play anyone, but I don't want to put them on the market because they're going to get better from COVID. It's not like a.
That's what I did.
It's not like a sprained hamstring. It's like these people are going to be able to play again in a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Yeah, I dropped Mike Bridges and then Matt picked him up and I had to trade for him.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's a dog eat dog world. Also, I just got hit with the 10-minute warning on Zoom, so that's gonna be fun.
Player one.
Let's get this comp in.
All right, here we go. Player one, 20.6 points per game. Player two, 13.3. Player one, 9.6 rebounds. Player two, 8.2. Player one, 9.5 assists. Player two, 7.9. Player one has 4.8 turnovers. Player two has 3.4. Player one has 0.9 steals. Player two has 1.7. Player one has 0.3 blocks. Player two has 0.9. Player one shoots 42.6% from the field, 54.7 for player two. Then we got 36.4% from three for player one, 16.7% for player two. Then from the free throw line, 67.2% for player one to 63.9% for player two. Probably a lot to digest there.
Player two is Ben Simmons.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm not telling you who we have
shooting,
here.
70% from three and 64% from the line, averaging almost a triple-double. There's a 0% chance it's anybody other than Ben Simmons.
I'm not telling you anything. Just
I
you guys got to pick.
Lonzo Ball. I mean,
I was thinking it was the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys got to.
Lonzo Ball does not average that many rebounds.
Yeah, that could be Lonzo Ball. I'm gonna go Lonzo Ball for that. And also, I'm not as trying to trick us by making one player suck way harder than the other, and then you reveal that it's Anthony Davis. So I'm gonna go player two.
No, but I didn't do that with the first one. They're not all tricks. I will preface it. They're not all tricks.
The first one has to be like Luka Doncic. It's the only way I can agree with that.
All right, blind. Who would you rather have? One or two?
I'm gonna go with two just because I can't know who player one.
I'm not ready yet. So
all right. So Luke, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you want? One or two?
Two.
Okay. Avnish.
One.
Eli's one. Mark is two. So we're split. Michael's got to break the tie here.
Probably one, but I'm weirded out by the free throw percentage.
Well, I will tell you.
69.
Player one, Russell Westbrook. Player two, Ben Simmons. So for those of you split there, I think obviously you'd factor in their contract and like age and things like that. But yeah, on paper, I think Westbrook looks a lot better than Ben Simmons does. And I don't think in real life, whatever, but still.
It's a triple-double a game.
Yeah, I mean, that one was kind of a trick, but I feel like everyone's been kind of like absolutely shitting on Russell Westbrook all year and saying like, oh, he's almost averaging a triple-double again.
He's just not shooting well. And
But I mean, he's averaging I think that's a career high from three, if I'm not making that up. So yeah, he's bad and the Wizards look bad, but I do think some of it's overblown. And he was hurt, and they had that huge COVID outbreak. But still, I don't know. It's interesting to me.
They also lost Thomas Bryant. I think Thomas Bryant would have held it down at center, but
I mean more so than anything else they have. Who's starting at center now? I don't even know who they've been running out there.
Are they starting to piece together some wins or not really? Are they just absolutely?
They beat the Nets.
That was a crazy one.
I mean, that was a ridiculous end to a game, but I think that was kind of lucky. And also the Nets just can't play defense. So I wouldn't overly read into it. All right, let me hit you with my next one. The next one, I assure you is not a trick.
I assure
That's what you said about this one.
I'm going player one.
You're not even going to let me go into it, but all right. So this one we got, all right, player one, 28.3 points per game. Player two, 28.2. Player one, 4.8 rebounds. Player two, 5.7. Player one, 5.7 assists. Player two, 6.1. Player one, 2.3 turnovers. Player two, 3.4. Player one, 1 steal. Player two, 1.3. Player one, 0.8 blocks. Player two, 0.1. Then both of them are part of the 50-40-90 club. Player one, 58 from the field, 44.7 from three, 94.8 from the line. Player two, 53.8 from the field, 41.4% from three, 92.9 from the free throw line.
You know, I wanted to say one of these was Giannis, but then I looked at their shooting percentages and I realized that
It is.
not.
It is most definitely not Giannis. No.
I mean,
one of these is going to be Curry.
Is
the
it?
other one's going to be Tatum. Player 2 is Tatum. Player 1 is Curry. I'm going to go with player 1.
no, one of them has to be Brad Beal.
I'm
No.
I'm
I
not
changed
spoiling
my
any
mind.
of that.
Player 2. Player 2.
All right, so Eli's player 2.
Carson
Go
Edwards.
around here.
I'm player 1.
Luke is player 1, so we're split. Avnish, what do you got?
I'm pretty sure player 1 is better.
Okay, so we got 2 player 1s at player 2. Mark?
I'll go player 2.
Player 2. Michael?
Oh, what are these? Oh, I know who these are.
Player 2, because player
Okay.
2 it's basically the same player except with more assists and rebounds. So
Yeah, but look at the turnovers.
Yeah.
I'm player 1.
It's
Let's
all the
get
way.
through the biscuit.
All
Curry
right.
and Dame.
So, no, player 1 is Kyrie Irving. Player 2 is Steph Curry.
I think I made a good choice.
I mean,
I
I
think
don't
I'm-
think you could have made a bad choice there. They're both good. One of them,
Well, except-
will disappear at a moment's notice, but
Kyrie trimmed his face, so he has a baby face.
He does. I
True.
said this last time. I said how much younger he looks.
I think he
beneficially.
looks like he's seen some shit. It's like, damn, Kyrie, what happened?
I mean,
you know. Also,
Is
you
Kyrie
guys
better
keep
after his
talking.
break?
I'm upgrading to Zoom Pro because I don't want to have to deal with setting this.
Upgrading on the spot.
Well, because it gave me the option, so I'm just going to do it now. How do I do this?
Yeah. So,
I find Steph's numbers pretty staggering.
what do you mean?
League good.
He's just so good. I don't have much.
He leads the Warriors in like every significant statistical category.
I don't have deep analysis about how good he is, but it is cool how good at basketball he is. I think.
It's cool.
Yeah.
The fact that everybody doubted him too. Imagine being the Minnesota Timberwolves having 2 picks before Steph Curry was drafted, drafting 2 point guards with those picks.
Johnny Flynn, baby.
Ricky Rubio, let's go.
Didn't the Knicks have we were the pick after?
Yeah, you were pick 9. Timberwolves picked 6, 7.
I
would
also,
change
I
everything.
will say in
Nope.
hindsight, there was a
Nope.
ton of hype around Rubio. Like I do
Yeah,
think the
but
Rubio
Johnny
pick
Flynn?
made sense. Yeah, that didn't really make sense.
Great franchise.
You have to remember, like LeBron James was showing up to Steph Curry's college games. LeBron was like, "Damn, this dude's for real."
Does Steph happen anywhere? Like if he was shipped to Minnesota,
No, he not in Minnesota. He'd suck
guessed it just
because
because
they're
of
cursed.
I don't know. Like is Steph always going to be Steph wherever he went, or was there something special going on? And
I think
From
Golden
leadership
State
of
had the right
Mark
idea
Jackson.
behind pace and space, and Curry made it happen.
so there would still be a 2 appetizer deal even with Steph in the Target Center. Damn.
The
They're just
combination
cursed.
of
I don't
Steph
know.
and
Wolves, man. Damn.
Wolves suck.
We need J Butt back.
How did you not turn Andrew Wiggins to an All NBA player? I don't get it.
All right. So I'm going to send in my 5th and final player comp. I got player 1 and player 2, actually, both average 26.6 points per game. Player 1, 5.6 rebounds to player 2's 5.3. Player 1 only averages 3.5 assists to 2.5 turnovers, whereas player 2 has 5.1 assists to 4.2 turnovers. Neither are great. Player 1, 1.4 steals per game. Player 2, 1.3 steals per game. Both average 0.6 blocks. Player 1 averages 56.5% from the field, 42.9% from 3, and 75.9% from the line. Player 2, 59% from the field, 41.9% from 3, and 88.1% from the free throw line. So both are honestly pretty good. I think both are definitely in the all-star conversation. But I'm curious here who you'd pick because one of them is definitely more high profile than the other. Oh, Michael's back. All right, cool.
Can you see
That's
this?
huge.
How's the call from Russia?
So I just naturally thought I was prompted to click the link, so I did, and then it was like it was giving me a Russian area code for the Skype, and it said like it's going to charge you a feed per minute to have this call with Russia, and I was like, I don't think I should do that.
So right now we're deciding between Zach LaVine and Trae Young.
Oh wait,
we don't
that
know.
second person is definite. That could be Trae Young because the turnovers.
In the chat, can you repaste it, Matthew? Now that I'm in the chat, I can't see it.
You can't see it? Right.
Mark, you're gonna have to get your Skype checked out. It said it was an invite from Russia.
I think like when I just typed the number into messages that it created a link. That wasn't a link. I just like saw the Zoom room number and just typed it, and iMessage made it a link. So,
well, it's referring people to
the dark web.
Yeah. All right, I would pick.
I already rattled off all the stats. I'm not doing that again. But I'm going to read.
I'm going player one. Player one.
All right.
Player one.
You got player one.
Player two is better from the line.
That's what does it for you.
Gotta hit your feet.
I guess 13% from the line is significant, but so we got a player one. Luke, what were you?
I'm player one.
I'm not telling you anything. All right, so we got 2 player ones. Michael, because of free throw shooting, wants player 2. Eli and Mark, who do you got?
1. Player 2, baby.
And to be honest,
okay.
The turnovers don't bug me. Like, it's 2 extra turnovers because they're trying. They're trying hard.
All right. Player one is Jaylen Brown. Player 2 is Zach LaVine. So I would much rather Jaylen Brown on my team.
Celtics.
Exactly.
I mean, Zach LaVine's from Seattle, though, so I think I'd rather have him.
Oh, Mark, what are you doing?
I'm deep in my settings. Hold on. Don't mind me. Everything's fine over here. Ooh. Oh, that's what that looks. Oh, this is some real Invisible Man. Yes. What about my? Oh. Yeah. Wait. Does this go if I get fully naked in front of my Zoom camera?
Sure.
Oh, please.
Sorry.
No.
Keep going. Oh.
Mark, yeah. I think it would work.
I'm just gonna take off my shirt. Hold on. Keep going. Keep talking about your player comps. Don't mind me.
No, it's hard not to look at this. Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
I think Mark, the weird, it's catching your bookshelf too for some reason.
I think it's like maybe a skin tone thing, like because my skin is a similar tone to that bookshelf. It's not getting my hair or glasses or headphones. This is fascinating.
No, this is wow. For anyone listening and not watching the video, Mark tried to, I guess, put the Zoom background on, like the virtual background, and it, instead of replacing the background, it replaced him with like this weird picture of the Earth at night taken from space, and he looks horrifying.
He looks
like
Meeseeks a little bit, to be honest.
A little bit.
Oh, it works for me though.
Well, yeah. Well, I think I've like selected it as if I have a green screen, so it's keying in me instead of the background, which I'm okay with. This is dope. I should do this for work. So here are my pants. All right, now I'm. Oh
God, I'm scared. Oh, so it doesn't like your pants?
No, it doesn't. Interesting.
That or you're just not wearing them, and we won't.
No, I'm wearing them. They're on.
Okay.
They're always on. Sorry, carry on.
That was funny.
See here, folks.
No, that was really it. That was all my basketball talk. I didn't really have too much.
Man,
I'm saving my Mavericks hate until later in the season when I can really confirm that they're not good at basketball, but they're not looking good right now.
I mean, Matt, I'm watching this Knicks game right now, and Alfred Payton's not playing bad, you know?
Stop it. No, I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining it. He's the worst player in the NBA. I don't know. There are a lot of things I'd rather do than watch him play basketball.
We might beat the Blazers.
I know they're up 10 right now with 8 minutes left. We gotta end this thing so that way I can watch the end of this game. Can't believe you guys, the disrespect of making me record a podcast while the Knicks are on. Blasphemous.
I was trying to work with everybody here.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I'm glad we're doing this and I don't have to watch this because I'd be pissed that Alfred Payton just came in to close out this game.
It's also, if it's any consolation, literally no one will ever listen to this.
That's a good point. Yeah.
We might
Us and our 10 listeners.
Add it to Anchor, or we can throw it in
Oh.
the garbage. The reach is the same.
Okay, so
Wow.
both of Nish and Eli have asked me about getting a shirt.
Yeah. So get me some addresses. I got to send some shirts. I've been meaning to do that. So if you get me addresses and sizes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll send you a text.
I'll send them out. Although apparently I'm going to get snowed in for the rest of my life tomorrow. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. Oh God, Alfred Payton in transition and blocked off the backboard. Cool.
Ooh, it's
I think it might have been a goal. It might have been a goaltend, but whatever.
It was. They awarded us the points.
All right, whatever. I'm not
Did
going to
Rocco
root for
block
this
him?
guy. I'm not going to root for this guy. No matter what, there's no way I'm rooting for him. But yeah, I'll get you guys some shirts.
Honestly, we need that
for the pod.
We need that Iowa reach.
We do.
All right.
You never
What about
know.
all the fans in Iowa that we could attract to the podcast? What happens if we blow up in Iowa? What would we do?
We'd have
It's
to
a
go.
start. It's progress. Yeah.
You have to do live shows.
You guys gotta do
Exactly.
fake ad reads. That way advertisers think.
Do ad reads for John Deere.
That'll get us some Iowa. I think Iowa would be into that. John Deere, a little tractor publication. I think it would
All
work.
right.
We get
Food
free
Troop
hats
is
from
sponsored by Monsanto.
Hoop Troop has many sponsors, and one of them is definitely not Vans. That's our one embargo.
Not fans.
I don't know if you guys keep up to date with the Twitter page, but we do have a beef with an unofficial Vans account.
Well, it's currently one-sided. We had,
I don't think anyone has beef with us yet.
It's
Yet.
like guerrilla
We'll get
warfare.
Yeah, I guess we gotta start some beef.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
That's how you climb up the podcast charts.
I think Mark is still like ramping up how inflammatory he's gonna get on the Twitter account. But
Can
I'm
we
really
tweet back
building.
at Kevin Durant and tell his bum ass to stay away from the NBA?
Yeah,
I
I've
want you and your COVID positive ass to be anywhere near this.
It's funny too because he already had it, and I guess I don't know like whether or not you can get it again. But like, he's probably not going to infect anyone here. Like
You can get it
realistically, like you can get it again. I've heard so many mixed things.
The president of Brazil has had it like 4 times. He just
What an all-star.
doesn't believe in masks.
That guy
He
does.
just
keeps
on getting it.
Wasn't that the guy who was like, COVID isn't real, wearing masks are for homos or something like that?
He did
Yeah,
say
he
like
did-
we have to
he
stop
did say
being
that.
pussies about
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, oh my Lord. Well, I guess it makes
Albert
sense. He's
Payton
had it that many
transition won.
times.
He dunked it.
No. Also, the ball just bounced off the ref. He got lucky there. He didn't do anything good. I can't wait until he's not a Knick. I literally, like, it's so hard to watch. And they buried Frank Ntilikina on the depth chart because of him. It's the worst. It's Luke, I can't believe you sparked this.
The Frank Ntilikina.
I'm trying not to get into it. It's such a nightmare.
Do we want to talk about how Rj Barrett is not a bust? Because Avnish seems to think that Rj Barrett is a bust.
He's not a bust. He's just on, like, they don't support him. He has no spacing. It's a horrible team for him to be on. When he actually gets the right people around him, he's actually super good.
I think it'd be
And he's
cool if
strong,
he got his-
but Tibbs is weird.
No,
Like,
he
if he didn't play with Alfred Payton and Julius Randle, I guess, is shooting okay from 3 this year, as we've learned from my player comps. But, like, no one can shoot when he's on the floor. Like, what's he supposed to do? His whole game is, like, attacking the rim and kicking it out, and he hasn't been able to do that. Alfred Payton is shooting, like, 10% from the three-point line.
I mean, I just say RJ Barrett's a bust because Luke last year said that he'd rather take RJ Barrett the number 1 pick than Zion Williamson. And so I just
That's
have to.
interesting.
It's like
I
one
mean,
that it's
I
not
can't
I
smart.
would
confirm.
not
He
have
did say
done
that.
that.
He did say
I
that.
would not have done that.
Who went second? John Morant.
I would rather
Morant.
have John Morant and Zion Williamson
I think that's
rather than RJ Barrett.
I think that's the consensus. Yeah, I don't think that's really even much of a
I think-
debate.
I think
Luke
RJ
is
RJ Barrett's like going to be DeMar DeRozan, which is a good player, but
and
nowhere.
probably. I think
if
that's a good comp.
you handle the contracts properly, he'll be a good piece on the Knicks for a while. I think.
He may just be like need like a max and just not be quite that level of player.
What is that guy eating? Oh,
Mark,
That's
no.
not Connor,
that's mad.
with a paper towel tube. If I stand up, it'll kind of reveal his
You can see my nose.
Mark, I think you
Mark,
need to
what
cut
is-
his shirt.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Hold on. You are right.
No, stop it. That's a little better. I hate that this is like tattooed on Mark right now. This is terrifying. Oh no.
There we go. That's the full image.
That video is almost worse than the picture. Yikes.
That should go on the Twitter account for sure.
That was early stages of.
So what
That was
happened?
early stages of COVID.
So
Is that the grapefruit method?
Top of that. Have you guys seen that video?
I'll send it to the chat.
All right.
Yikes. All right. Well, this is just totally disheartening. I wish this wasn't happening right now.
We're having a good time.
You guys are. I'm on the receiving end of this garbage.
I want to say that like a lot of the more recent episodes of the podcast are us just kind of taking it out on Matt. We like bring up things from the past.
I think that could be directly correlated to Mark's involvement.
I think so. Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know why I brought him in here.
I mean, yeah, part of the reason why, my friends are only on for one episode is because they have a lot of bad stories about me, and I don't like I'm telling them. So
Luke was a good, wholesome boy in college. What are you talking about?
Luke was doing like charity work during the weekends.
Yeah, he didn't touch alcohol.
I
or
remember
drugs.
one time there was a burning building and he ran in and he saved a box of kittens. And I was like, wow, Luke, you're such a great guy.
I think we just grabbed an episode of Always Sunny. Also, have we started naming episodes after Always Sunny episodes? Like, are we doing like the truth?
Sort of. Oh, no, Mark, not the Chick-fil-A.
Is this Matt passing out in Chick-fil-A?
It is. It's a collage that I made. Sitting next to Matt in sports marketing.
Mark, I've never seen this collage.
Oh, really? I'll text it.
That is so funny.
This needs to stop.
I think there needs to be there just needs
This
to be
ends now.
Yeah, I think there needs to be an app where we've been on for too long anyway, but at some point we have to expound on these things a little bit.
Yeah, sort of the lore of the
I don't think we do. I don't. I think there are other ways we could use our time.
The Troop Does Stories.
Just,
is that one of the episodes?
I do think. Well, in the sense we did a deep dive into Matt's time as a bird,
We did. That was something.
Oh, that was interesting on the playback. I liked listening to it.
Yeah.
So we do have one listener, and it's us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
There's one listener?
There's 20.
No, we have like 10, I think. Maybe.
I'm genuinely curious as to who on earth is spending their like.
I don't know if they probably don't listen to entire episodes either. They listen, they hear me talk, and they're like, "Oh, I need to get the hell out of here."
Probably Zach Lowe. He's stealing you guys' ideas.
Exactly. Who Mark Cuban is now fighting with.
Oh, yeah. Luka Doncic is a whiner, and Mark Cuban was like, F you, Zach Lowe. You don't know anything.
Yeah, I know. That was it, yeah. Which, honestly, I kind of like Mark Cuban, so I get it. He's defending his players. It makes sense. But also, that was pretty hostile at Zach Lowe. Who, I think is usually pretty fair. Yeah.
He's like Jerry Jones. Is that the NFL guy?
Yeah, he's I'm not a huge Jerry Jones guy, but I don't think
more
many
of a
people
Robert
are.
Kraft guy.
Yes. Do you go for massages with him too, Mark?
I'm the masseuse.
Oh.
Love good rub and tug.
Well, I guess that's better than what he was using before.
All right, maybe we should wrap it up.
Yeah,
Last words about hockey?
All right. So, what was that?
Eli, any last words about hockey?
It's
how are the Wild doing this year?
The Wild are actually doing pretty well somehow. Got a Kirill Kaprizov rookie. He's a stud, so we finally have a good player.
All right, we'll track the Wild on the podcast.
Next time we log on to the pod. Yeah, so the Wild won 6 games since the last episode.
Well, actually, they're like canceled or postponed 4 games for COVID. So.
Oh, that's sad.
Yikes!
Pretty sad.
Oh, there you go, Mark.
This is like if I put my hands up, because it's the green screen locked onto my bookcase behind me, which happens to match my skin tone. So anything of that shade. They will put this image over. So there's Matt in a coconut bra. On the right side of the screen, there's the Chick-fil-A logo, Vin Diesel. It's him asleep in his bed.
I'm pretty sure I had like explosive Chick-fil-A diarrhea in that picture too. That's like a Snapchat that got screenshot.
Well, that was
Yeah.
the one where you ran out of toilet paper and no one would.
Oh, that's right.
Like
We
an
were coming
hour?
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were coming home from Chick-fil-A and I had to go. And like, I just sprinted to the bathroom and went.
Yep.
And then I looked down, there's no toilet paper in there. And I'm screaming from the bathroom. There's 10 people in our house. No one will get me toilet paper.
We were
I was
all,
stuck there for an hour. It was awful.
all in the living
Kindness.
room, like watching TV, and you're like 15, like the bathroom. You were in the first floor bathroom, and just screaming, and no one would go. And then at a certain point, you were just yelling, like not even words, just like noises to try and annoy us into. Like,
Yeah, it worked. I got toilet paper.
It was
It's not like
probably
I'm
like a
still
legit
stuck in that
hour.
bathroom. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Avnish, you and
And,
I
like-
all together our senior year. You sound like our fourth roommate, Colin.
Oh, so me and Colin are just the butt of the
Oh.
joke, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know if Colin was the butt of the joke. I feel like you were, Luke.
Yeah, Luke, I think you were the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
We're just absolutely trying to foist that blame on. Wow. All right, that makes sense.
I guess he wasn't aware until now, so.
I mean,
I was very aware. I think sitting on the toilet for an hour really just, if it doesn't come to light then, it never will.
every
Well,
joke.
Niche
Yeah.
usually took a dump with the door open, so
Me or Colin?
of Niche.
Uh,
Actually,
I
Colin did all the time.
I did not.
I feel like I did
Luke
that
needed
plenty.
a
I don't
stool
think
because
that's
he's an
that
old
weird.
man.
No.
It's
The
poop
squatty
stool.
potty
It's a poop
is
stool.
unreal. You guys don't get it.
Oh, the squatty potty is electric.
Thank you.
It's maximum comfort. I like Shark Tank.
You guys need to eat more fiber. I don't know.
Probably. I
It's
probably
just
do need to eat more
comfortable.
fiber.
It's like you're supposed to poop with your feet up.
This is really spiraled. Wow. Oh my.
Close it down.
All right, I'm wrapping this up. For everyone who has somehow made it this far, they don't need to hear about our stool samples. So let's get out of here. Thanks, the 5 of you, for tuning in. This is the Hoop Troop Podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, join us again next time. Thanks.